Guys, I want to talk about this in this video that it's extremely hard to be a positive and healthy person in this society. Like, you know, there's so much bullshit in this world that is constantly happening, and you know, you just feel exhausted. I know that people would say like, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't be making excuses and you shouldn't be, you know, you should man up and deal with it." But bro, like this world, man, in this life, like there's just so much just bullshit going on and so much stuff going on that just drains you. Like it's extremely hard to be a positive and jolly person and be like a upfront stand up guy or whatever. Like that's why a lot of people are miserable and negative all the time. You're just stuck in a rat race. You're stuck in a sewer cage with a bunch of rats and mices and snakes and all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it, like even like just hang out with people. Like people can betray you. Like I feel like a lot of my betrayals in life was because I was fucking naive and I wanted to believe in a fantasy that I had about some people in my life. You know what I mean? That they were good, they were on my side, but in reality they weren't. They're a bunch of fucking fools, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to cut people off that I didn't even want to cut off just because they were causing a lot of negativity in my life and constantly bringing me down. But anyhow, I don't want to get too personal about my personal life. But one thing I just noticed is just you know, like people like there's so much stuff going on. Like going to work, going to school, taking care of bills and all this shit. Like it really causes people to crash out and break down. Like it's really hard not to crash out or like lose your fucking mind in this shit. You constantly feel tired and drained and stuff, and you're just trying to be a positive, joyful, happy person. It's extremely difficult to do that in such a negative world. People hate you for no reason. Like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes what I do is I just embrace it. I embrace that pain. I embrace that negativity. You know what I'm saying? And I let that shit soak and marinate into me. Fuck, I go to work, I complain, I whine, I bitch. But the thing is, I keep pushing. You know what I mean? Even though I'm complaining, I keep showing up, and that's really what matters. And trying my best. You really need to try your best in everything in life, and it just is what it is. Like, what I'm saying? Like, you can like. I used to believe in all that manifestation stuff, but it didn't really work out for me. Or I don't know. I just don't want to believe in something that's not real. Something I don't see in front of me. One thing I've been really doing is just seeing what's in front of me and just embracing it. Being a realistic person has really taught me a lot of great things in life. You know what I mean? Saved me from a lot of bad company and trouble and wrong decisions. Like it's okay to be like a kind of like a realistic person. And it's good to be realistic and honest. About your situation. You know what I'm saying? So